Hi, I'm Tanya. It has been a little while since I recorded, but things are kind of busy around here lately. I recently came up with an idea for a schedule clock for my son. As I've mentioned before, he is on the autism spectrum, and he kind of struggles with schedules, things of that nature. If we tell him he can't play on the Wii till 11, all morning we're going to hear, is it 11 yet? Is it 11 yet? Which is endearing, but, sometimes it's easier if he could know that himself. He is 7, so he does know the basics of telling time. We've worked on that. But he likes to be able to visually look and see how much longer he has on something. So what I decided to do was to make him a clock where he can see that. What I've done, my supplies that I'm using today, is I got a cheap plastic clock. I think I got this one on Amazon. It is Hip brand, HIPPIH. Came in a pack of 2 for I think like $17. That was my point. I wanted actually just a cheap one. There's no batteries in it yet because I didn't want it clicking away while I was using it. I have Sharpies. I already had these on hand, so you could probably use any markers really, but I had these on hand. So, and a ruler. And just kind of a rough estimate as a schedule. As you can see, this is nothing pretty. I wrote things in, kind of determined our schedule, how we do things, and set an hour time to them. What I have seen is something like this, where, see, this one is my wake up magnet. We put these on our fridge just to kind of give an outline of the day usually. I have seen, if you want your kid to wake up at 7, I have seen people put it on the clock. I have seen people put it like up here above the 7 and that on there to help visualize. I could do that, but I like the idea of more of the colors in that, and I will show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead. We got to take this off. Luckily, this one has tabs on the back, as you can see, so I can pop the backs off. You could probably use a flathead screwdriver if you're careful. But when I was trying to work with another one, I found that pushing it from the back doesn't work as well as pushing it from the front by the plastic. So I just put that in there, pop that up, and it comes right out. You just have to be careful with it. You don't want to bust it. But luckily they are decently cheap, but still, you don't want to waste your money. So the start of the schedule for us from 8 to 9 is morning routine. Now, I'm not going to put on here, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, brush your teeth, get dressed, because we actually have a schedule in the bathroom listed as morning routine. And on that routine, on that schedule that I've come up with, there's a picture and then a description of what to do. It goes through wake up, use the restroom, eat breakfast, brush your teeth, get dressed, and then, it goes all the way through to start your day. So I'm just going to put morning routine on the calendar or on the clock. So I'm going to use yellow first just because I think sunshine, wake up, yellow, morning. And our morning routine is from about 8 to 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and draw a line from the middle where the lines are to 8. And then also to 9, since this is a routine, that counting breakfast and everything, getting dressed, and that can last about an hour. So since it's yellow, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but as you can, there you go, 8 to 9. And then I'm going to color that in. Okay, so 8 to 9. Now, I'm going to write, like I said, morning routine in there once it dries a little bit. It doesn't take long to dry. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. The next one would be 9 to 9:30 is chore time. And it's usually pretty simple of a chore. Clean up your playroom, clean up your bedroom, pick up your toys, things like that. Heavy work sometimes is a good thing for our kiddos, especially if they have sensory issues. So during that time, I may make him or encourage him to carry his laundry downstairs to the laundry room, things of that nature. So 9:30 sometimes is going to be hard for people to find. You would assume it's halfway between 9 and 10, which is good. But if you have a problem, you could always turn these till it goes to 9:30, and then you know where your mark is. Which I probably should have done this beforehand, so it didn't take quite as long. Okay, so 9:30 is right there. So now you know exactly where that big hand's gonna be. Or little hand, I'm sorry, little hand. Now, I will probably paint that little hand bright red, or I might just put a sticker on it. That way, if our kiddos kind of forget which hand they're supposed to be looking for, there's a big red, paint on there, or a sticker, something of that nature. So, need this, and chore, I think I will do in, a light blue. Alright, so then I have 9 to 9:30. What I'm going to do is, this should be, relatively dry. I'm going to go ahead and write morning routine in there. Morning routine and chore. Like I said, some people, instead of writing it in there, I have seen things where they have underneath it, like a sign almost that says, hey, this color is for morning routine. This light blue color is for chore. Again, visual. Now, I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of my schedule. Okay, so I just did another big area, and it is from 9:30 to 11. Now, what I'm going to do with that one is I'm actually going to put school, then free time. Because we do homeschool our son who's on the spectrum due to just not being able to get services in school that he really needs. My oldest is in the district. It's a wonderful district, but we're just having problems getting our middle child the help he needs. So we're in summertime right now. So that's why I'm going to say first school, then media. Because then if he doesn't have school that day, if we're not doing school, then he knows that, free time. That's his free time. We actually have a separate area for media because that is one of his obsessions. So there you go. First school, then free time. Then I'm going to put 11 to 11:30 lunch, and we will just go through the rest of the calendar here, or schedule. My goodness, it's a clock, not a calendar. Through the rest of the clock here, and then I'll show you. As you can see, I filled out the entire clock. You don't have to do that. If your child is in regular school, you could do a before school, after school clock, however you want to do it. Like I said, his schedule works out rather well. He goes to bed at 7:30, gets up about 7. So this isn't going to be in his room. So if he wakes at midnight, unless he comes out and looks at it, which we would know that, 1 o'clock will work for us. So you should be able to the lid back on. What I would suggest though is if you move these around a lot, put it back on like 8 o'clock and make sure that this lines up with 8. Because if you had moved this one, you know what I mean? It's not going to move forever or whatever. Just kind of make sure you have it on the 12 where it's supposed to be and the 10 is lined up. If you 10 o'clock, just make sure that they're lined back up before you put the stuff on it. So it should theoretically just snap back in there for you. Obviously you have to push it around in that. And there it is. You could almost make one of these for every day of the week if you wanted to. Like my son has occupational therapy certain days out of the week. I know some of our kiddos who are on the autism spectrum may have ABA multiple times a week. There are all kinds of different things, doctor's appointments, that you could make one for every day. I think for now, just one will work for us because where his therapies lie are usually kind of in the free time. So it won't coincide with his school or bedtime or anything like that. But I've put everything from dinner on here. Like I did put down here evening routine because once again, we also have a schedule written out for the evening routine with visual cues so he knows what he can do. I think it's pretty easy. I think this might be helpful. If you think it might be helpful or you do try it and it is helpful, drop me a comment. Let me know if it is helpful. Actually, as I was doing this, I was thinking it might be something that would be useful in a special needs classroom with, children who need that visual schedule up there. So let me know if it helps or if you think it'll help. You can drop me a comment. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you have any questions, post that too. I'll see what I can do. Thanks.